Okay, so I'm going to post the article to the description about Cassie Ventura, who is a singer. She was one of the victims, one of the many victims of Sean Combs. She did file a federal lawsuit against him for abuse, sexual assault and abuse in 2024, I believe. It'll be in the article. So I am busy right now, but I just kind of want to get this information out to you. Um, so the abuse starts with a grooming process with anyone who is controlling, abusive, narcissistic. There's a grooming process. They don't start the first day they meet you. They're usually nice. They're usually, okay, let me correct that. Let me correct that. Fake nice, nice costume. I'd run into a burning building to save anyone, that type of thing. And it's all lies and total BS. So you fall for the nice person that they are. There's a grooming process where they're agreeable, they're kind, they're charming, they're romantic. They do all these things. And in his case, because he had endless money, he could groom you worse. He could take you on romantic moonlight cruises and create this atmosphere where you fall in love with this person, or you fall in love with who you think they are, but you don't know it at the time. You think that this is who they are, when in reality it is not who they are. It is who they're pretending to be. So you fall in love with this fake image of them, which is dangerous if the person is a bad person, because you go so deep psychologically, especially if you don't have any self-esteem whatsoever or any self-worth. You think you can't do any better, and you go deeper and deeper and deeper into this dark rabbit hole, which is what she did with him. She allowed him to do anything. I mean, he beat her up. I don't know if it's mentioned in the article, but I read where he would urinate in her mouth, and that reminds me of R. Kelly. That's the type of crap he would do. So charming is over. Rattlesnake is out. He controlled everything from her hair to her nails to what she wore, all of that. And there was no limit to what he could do to her. He had her arrange for escorts, and they would pay for these escorts, and he would sit back and get off watching her with these people. And I mean, she's his prisoner. When you're with a psychologically twisted person, you are their prisoner until you rescue yourself or other people rescue you. You go deeper and deeper and darker, and you let them do anything in the world to you. There's no limit to what they could do because you don't have any self-love. And a lot of people fall into this trap. Back in the day, I fell into this trap because I grew up with abuse. So someone going crazy was normal because I grew up with that. And you have to develop self-love and know that you're worthy of more than being treated like, you know, I don't know. I don't know. Just treated horrible. You're a prisoner, basically. You're in prison. You are in psychological prison. And thankfully she got away from him, and she is testifying against him, and she does have a lawsuit against him, thank God. Um, he got her into ecstasy. He's been doing ecstasy for over 20 years, and if you watch the video that I posted in the previous video that I did, in the video I posted about a security dude. He owns his own company. He protects female celebrities. And he said, I've seen good, upstanding people turn to the dark side as a result of being on ecstasy. And if you're on ecstasy for 2 to 3 years, you become a sexual deviant. And that is exactly what Sean became. Well, he was always like that. His mother taught him to be that way, as I said before. And then the ecstasy just made it a million times worse. There was, with Cassie, there was verbal abuse, there's physical abuse, there's humiliation. Um, I mean, his time has finally come. People have to understand, oh, why don't you just up and leave? Because they constantly give you, there's a situation called cognitive dissonance where logically this is bad, but you keep seeing the good come back. Like I said, he could afford to have a moonlight cruise and a 12 dozen roses delivered to y'all's table on the ship, on the cruise ship, and have a tear fall from his eye as he says, I love you so much and I'm sorry for every time I've ever hurt you. And the person is so, quotation marks, sincere, and that sucks you back into the vortex. So you're seeing abuse, but you're also seeing where they're being really, really, really good to you, quotation marks, good to you. It's all fake. But it causes cognitive dissonance where that this is bad logically from an intellectual standpoint, but you're also being treated like a queen sometimes. So you're like, I don't know what to go for. What you want to go for and pay attention to is the times when they are themselves, which is the evil person, the evil, abusive, mean, controlling. That is who they really are. A good person doesn't have a dark side and a bright side. Okay? A good person is a good person is a good person. Period. Even when they're angry or upset, they want to discuss it. They want to clarify. They want to get both y'all on the same page. They don't want to go upside your head or kick you or stomp your head or your face. Good people don't have another side like that. Now, if you provoke someone and they feel like they have no choice but to defend themselves, they're not going to sit there and drink coffee and let you beat them up. They're going to react. But they don't have the I'm a good person, I'm a bad person thing going on, the dual personality thing. They don't have that. A good person is a good person, period. You know? And there's just a lot of psychological and intellectual gymnastics that take place. So when you realize that there's a psychological spider's web of entanglement, okay? When your brain is being attacked from all angles, you're not psychologically in a position to up and leave because your brain is not functioning correctly because of the good, bad, good, bad, good, bad. I love you so much. I don't know why I did that. I'll never do that again. Here's the diamond tennis bracelet that you've always wanted, type of thing. And I love you. And here's your hotel room has roses all over it. There's no place for you can't even sit on the bed because there's roses everywhere. So yes, you get confused. You get very confused, and you don't have clarification of mind to up and leave. Finally, she did. I'm not sure what what was the thing that actually snapped her out of it and got the entanglement in her brain cleared away. But and then wait, and then there's drugs involved. So you can't think straight because you're being abused and then loved, so-called loved, abused, cared for, abused, respected, although it's all fake. Then you throw drugs into it. Oh, honey, that's a whole new dynamic. Who you are is being hijacked by the drugs. He had her on ecstasy and cocaine and who only knows what else. And the GHB, because the GHB had to constantly be applied to your skin because it's the baby oil was tainted with drugs. Liquid GHB. A person not on drugs can't think straight. And then you throw drugs into the mix, well, that's a done deal. So that was what the today and tomorrow's testimony is going to be. Cassie telling what she's been through with him and the abuse that she's been through with him and and this is, oh my God, this is so about time. So about time that this actually took place because this is just The fact that it went on for 20 years is just mind-blowing and frightening and dirty and despicable. And I really wonder what's going through his mind since he's behind bars. I'm a king. I'm a king. I better get what I want. And then all that flipped around. Okay. I'm a king and I'm royalty and everybody better respect me as such or else. I promise you he don't think that now. I promise you he don't think that now. But because he's arrogant and a narcissist and God only knows what else is wrong with him, he probably thinks my lawyers will get me off. This is just a block in the road because I'm untouchable. Yeah, no, you ain't. No, you ain't. No, you ain't. If you saw the video, okay, so look at the video I did before this, or listen to it, I should say, the podcast I did before this. If you go to the description, you will see the link to Michael France's video, or his interview with the guy who owns his own security, who knows the ins and outs of these freak offs. And that's what Sean would call his parties. So you had two dynamics going on. You had normal parties during the day, daytime or whatever, and then at night, and then you go home because that's it, right? But then his posse comes around and collects everybody's cell phones, so there's no evidence of anything, and there's going to be a lot of madness going on. So we got to take all everybody's cell phone, and that's when Sean would come out. He was wearing a suit initially for the proper party, and then the freak off is the party that would happen after, and not everybody was invited to that party. And a lot of those people were drugged, and alcohol was spiked, and they would also get dirt on you because you're under the influence. So you're going to be doing some shady things that could cause you a lot of problems in your personal life, and that's going to be used as blackmail. Yeah, remember you was having a good time the other night at the party and we caught you in a compromising position? Yeah. Well, anyway, we need a favor, okay? We need this person signed to this label, okay? Or we need this done or that done, and we expect you to go ahead and make that happen, okay? Great, have a good day. So they got dirt on you, and if you don't do it, well, then your whole career could be ruined because they'll just put all your private information on blast. Scientology does the same thing, but we're not going to go there. Oh, Scientology is oh my good God. Yeah, another dirty underworld. Another dirty underworld. And they've got personal information on every single member of Scientology. So if you ever come out the side of your neck, or they think you're going to come out the side of your neck, they got dirt on you that they can use as blackmail. Oh man, the dirty underworld, I'll tell you. So yeah, in the description, I will put uh, the link to the article if you want to read it about Cassie's testimony today. All right, you guys take care. Much love. Bye.